If you're a diasporan that is thinking of how you will thrive when you move to Ghana, and your moving to Ghana could be for retirement, it could be for business, or you just want to reconnect with your roots, I know that you might have heard about the horror stories that people talk about when moving to Ghana, and these horror stories could be the culture shock that they've experienced, or the hustling for opportunities, or maybe just even trying to figure out where to settle. But what if I told you that moving to Ghana could be your best decision? I mean, that is if you have done it the right way. So today I'm going to be breaking down exactly how to thrive as a diasporan who is moving to Ghana or a diasporan in Ghana. And when I talk about thrive, I'm not saying just survive, but I'm actually talking about you living your best life. Now, this video is a must watch because I have seen too many diasporans come to Ghana unprepared and they struggle. At the end of the day, they get to live frustrated. On the other hand, we have those that are actually living their best lives. They are running successful businesses and they are, loving the culture. So, what could be the difference between these two sets of people? Knowledge. And that is exactly what I want to be giving to you guys today. The real actionable steps to take to, thrive here in Ghana. So the first actionable step will be a mindset shift stroke, Ghana survival guide. Now I know this sounds cliche, but I want you guys to hear me out. You might have grown up in a place where the lights never go out, where the government offices move fast, and where things are digitalized and automated. But that cannot be said for Ghana. In Ghana, we experience lights out, we experience water shortages, we experience a bureaucracy that moves slow as a snail. You get what I'm saying? You're going to be in queues, you're going to be told, come tomorrow. You're going to even hear this more times than you can count. And at the end of all of this, it's not going to make sense to you. But here's the thing about, Ghana. Patience is a currency here. And the sooner you accept that things move differently than where you were coming from, the easier your life is going to get. Ghanaians cannot be said to be people that are in a hurry. They value the journey, not the destination. And you should know that that is where the real shift has to happen in your mind. You have to think just and behave just as the Ghanaians. So you are not just moving to a new location, you are entering into a new way of life, a new rhythm. And here's something that most people overlook in Ghana. It's community over competition. This is not a system of me versus them. It's a system about us, a collective system. You get it? People thrive here by building relationships, not just building contact lists, but real connections. So if you're coming here, don't come here trying to hustle everyone. Don't come here trying to, isolate yourself because you are not going to, thrive here in Ghana. You need to take your time to know your neighbors, get to know their names, attend community meetings, greet people. Greet people when you come to Ghana. The Ghanaians, they love greetings. And you should also know that in Ghana, your network isn't just your net worth, it is your lifeline. So you have to shift your mindset and Ghana will embrace you. But if you decide that you want to fight it, you are always going to feel like an outsider right here in Ghana. In Ghana, a meeting that has been slated for 2 p.m., it might get started around 3 or even 4. Now, worst case scenario, that meeting can be moved to tomorrow. And your frustration will just be free entertainment for everybody that is watching you. Now you think you are just waiting, but let me tell you something. While you are waiting, Ghana is giving you free training. And this training is not just about the lateness, it's about the ability to let go. So here is the secret that nobody is going to be telling you about Ghana. Waiting rooms in Ghana are like, a networking gold mines. That guy that you are probably fuming at, that one that you're getting all worked up about because he came late. He might just be your next investor. He might be your next collaborator, or your Visa Connect. You came here for efficiency, right? But if you lean in just a little bit, you will find that it's humanity that is actually at play here. Patience is not about being passive, it's your armor. It's what keeps you grounded and open. So every time that you are waiting for an event to get started, don't just keep looking at your wristwatch, wanting to know what the time is or how much time has gone by. Watch the moments. Because in Ghana, it's not about when the meeting actually starts. It's about who you become while you wait. Okay? Let me bust your bubble before Ghana actually does that for you. You see that your degree, your masters, that your LinkedIn page that you have optimized with all the keywords, it actually means next to nothing here if nobody knows your name. Talking about the connections that we talked about, right? Ghana runs on connections, not necessarily your credentials, your GPA, your Google certificate, and all of that. It's a system of who knows, who you know that is going to, help you get whatever it is that you want. So if you are serious about thriving when you move to Ghana, here's the real mission that you need to, start activating. Step one, you need to find the aunties. I'm talking about those your market aunties, the church usher, even the Uber drivers, your cousin's godmother, your cousin's, auntie, uncle. You see, they are the gatekeepers. They are the ones that know the guy who knows the guy that knows the guy. Step two, you need to learn how to graze the palms by buying things for them. And this is not because they asked, but because it shows respect. And in Ghana, Ghana runs on unspoken goodwill, okay? That gift that is not loud. And here's the game changer. You need to spend some minutes, a day talking to people. Remember that you did not come here to isolate yourself. So no networking, no pitching, just vibing. Don't go there and say, do this for me. Just connect with them. Because you see in Ghana, that random conversation, that is how you are going to find a job. That's how you're going to avoid the stress. That's how you might even get your paper stamped, without having to go and wait in long queues, crying for hours. You get it? So if you want the result, that result that you need to thrive here in Ghana, I think sometimes you just need to, ditch the resume and go straight into the connections by connecting with the people that matter the most. The second step that you are most likely going to have to take if you want to thrive here in Ghana is going to depend on where you live when you eventually get to Ghana. And this is because you want to avoid getting scammed. So let's talk about where to live in Ghana without getting, those ridiculous expert prices. Now, if you're moving here from the diaspora, without any iota of doubt, I know that this is where, your money can disappear faster than, you can imagine if you are not careful in the area of, renting. So let's break it down by area, the good, the bougie, and of course, the budget smart places. Now, let's first of all look at Accra. Now, if you've heard of Ghana, Accra before, you've probably heard of East Legon, you've heard of Cantonment, you've heard of Airport Residential. Now, these places are clean, they are secure, and of course, they are close to international schools, they are close to malls, they are close to the embassies, they are, basically close to everything. But they don't come cheap. They don't come with those, prices that you can just say, oh, okay, yeah, you get it. We're talking about $800 to $2,000 per month for a two-bedroom apartment. Sometimes you might even get it more if you do not negotiate. You can even see 25,000 Ghana cedis for a single room because in their word, it has a view. Of course, you don't want to do that to yourself because that will be you shooting yourself right in the foot. If you want more spaces, lower rent, and of course less chaos, I would advise you move to Tema. Specifically, be looking at places like Community 25 or Sakumono. These areas are still okay, they are developed, and you're going to find great homes, and it's just about 45 minutes from Accra. That is without traffic. Here, a $300 to $600 a month can get you something that is really decent and good. Okay, so the area it's more laid back, and your neighbors oftentimes won't be diplomats, they won't be influencers, okay? But what if you want something different from Accra, okay? So let's try Kumasi. We'll look at places like Ayiga, Ahodwo, and of course, If you're there, these places are popular with for diasporans and returnees. They are cheaper, they are culturally rich, and of course, you're not going to stretch your money further. You can find solid housing here for 1,500 Ghana cedis to 3,000 Ghana cedis a month, and you are going to be close to the real Ashanti culture. Okay, you remember that that's what Kumasi is for. But I want you to know that wherever you go, don't fall for the expat price tag that is, for them, just because you speak English or you have a foreign accent that people will assume you have money. Don't fall for all those traps. You need to negotiate like a local. You need to ask for the Ghanaian price. I mean, you need to bring out that streetness in you, and don't be afraid to walk away. Please and please, if you have that local that you can take with you when you're going house hunting, by all means, take that local. So let's go back to East Legon. If you've got a budget, Tema, if you want balance, Kumasi, if you want peace, culture, and maybe value. But whatever you choose, just don't let your wallet scream, I am new here. So guys, please comment below, where would you want to live in Ghana? The third thing that we're going to be looking at is how to make money in Ghana 2025. The real jobs, the businesses that, actually working for diasporans. Now, let us be honest. You did not come here to Ghana. You did not move to Ghana here to come and struggle. Far from it. You came here for the freedom. You came here for the culture. And of course, you came here for the financial independence. So the ways that the diasporans are actually making money in Ghana is remote work. Okay, so whether you are in tech, you are in marketing, you are teaching, you are consulting, or you are even a customer support, as long as you've got the Wi-Fi, then you've got income. I want you to know that depending on where you are coming from, there might be a tax advantage, living abroad. I'm not too certain about all of that, but you can consult a tax professional. But trust me, remote work is actually winning here in Ghana. We see a lot of locals, diasporans are actually jumping into it because obviously, like I said, it's working. Now, another way that they are making money or another business that they are venturing into is the import and the export business. There's high demand here in Ghana for quality shoes, for hair, electronics, and even organic health products. Just name it. Diasporans are importing from the US, from Dubai, from UK, even China, and they are flipping these products locally, and they are making their money. You don't necessarily need a warehouse. All you need is a right network of people. You need a trusted freight forwarder and a product that people are actually searching for. So when you get all these products, you have everything on the ground for you. Trust me, you are in business, and before you know what, you're making your money. So that's another business that people are actually, the diasporans are actually getting into when they come back to Ghana, and they're looking for ways that they're actually going to thrive here and not just survive. Now, another business that the diasporans are jumping into is the real estate business. Now, take it from me, the real estate business in Ghana is actually booming. Diasporans are building Airbnbs, they are building rental units, they are building guest houses, they are even buying lands that they intend to, develop later. But as a rule of thumb, before you pay for any land, I want you to verify the title of that document. Before you sign anything, use a lawyer. Don't just go and buy something because a cousin said it's the hottest deal right now. That is how people get scammed. I have actually, done a video where I talked about the new laws for buying of lands for, diasporans and all of that. You can check here or in the link down below. Now, another business is the agriculture and the agribusiness. Agriculture in Ghana is still widely untapped. And I'm talking about, from snail farms to chili pepper exports, from fish farming to sheep butter processing. There is there's serious money in agribusiness, especially if you're bringing in modern technology and supply chain experience. A lot of diasporans are running their farms remotely. They are using applications and smart monitoring tools. I know it might not be sexy, but then again, it is scalable. And it feeds your people, literally. Ghana is beautiful, but it's not everyone that is playing a clean business, okay? They are getting dirty to make money. You should know that scams are real. They are fake lands, fake agents, fake gold deals, fake NGOs. If it sounds too good to be true, my dear, then it's not true. So whether you're working online, you are flipping products, you're building homes, or you are even planting food, the opportunities that are in Ghana are limitless. But the thing is that when you're coming here, do not come blind. You need to come well prepared. You need to come well equipped with all the information that you need to thrive here in Ghana. Come in smart. If you are moving to Ghana or even just visiting for a while, make sure you don't become that obroni that everyone seems to be talking about. You know that type of one we're talking about, the one that is loud, the one that is disconnected, and of course that one that is totally out of touch with the culture. So the question is, how then do you blend, or how do you not, stick out yourself in the worst way? You should learn the basic local language, even if it is, learning how to say please in the local language, or even saying thank you. That way, people are going to light up to you when you try, because they know that there's not how you're going to be fluent in the language, but rather the effort that you are putting, to learn the language. You are on their land, so you have to show them that you are willing to learn their ways. I mean, that way it endears you to them. In Ghana, the elderly ones, they matter a lot, and as much as the elderly ones matter, titles. So how you greet someone matters a lot in Ghana. Don't just walk past someone that is older than you without saying good morning, good afternoon, or good evening. Do not argue publicly with the authority, especially not in front of other people. Another thing is that do not try to prove a point. Get it? Trying to prove a point will just make you look arrogant, it will make you look rude. And in Ghana, you should understand that Ghanaians respect humility a lot. Now, another thing that you need to put into consideration is dressing. Now, we know that Ghana is hot. That is a known fact. But despite the fact that Ghana is hot, it does not give you the effrontery to dress, immodestly. Because, Ghanaians do not take it lightly with people who are skimpily dressed. And you should know that in Ghana, modesty equals to respect, because you would want to avoid unwanted, stares or gossips and, all of that. So whatever it is that you know that you cannot wear to that your auntie's house, your mother's house, do not wear it to town in Ghana. Just, don't wear it to town in Ghana. Another thing is that you shouldn't, come here to Ghana and be comparing and complaining. You should try as much as possible to support local businesses by eating the Ghanaian food, learning the music or even dancing to it. Now we know that you are not here to upgrade Ghana. We understand that, but please try and, adapt and, flow with the flow right here in Ghana. Blend in, be curious, show respect. And you know what Ghana is going to do to you when you do all of this? Ghana is going to open up its arms to you. It's going to open up, to you like the family that you need here in Ghana. So let's look at the mistakes that diasporans often make when they come to Ghana and how they can avoid, any of those mistakes. So you've moved to Ghana, you're excited, you are hopeful, maybe you are even a little bit, overconfident. Let me help you avoid what way too many diasporans had to learn the hard way. Number one, bringing in your Western attitude. Ghana is not one of the cities in your country. Things actually take time to be done here in Ghana. The systems actually move differently, and most importantly, the people are different. So if you're coming here, you're trying to, enforce efficiency or logic or whatever strict timeliness that you are used to in your country, you are most likely going to break your own heart, because it doesn't work that way here in Ghana. Another thing that you should try to avoid is not securing the proper documents. When you're coming to Ghana, you should know that you need your visa, you need your resident permit, you need your work permit. Whatever it is that applies to your own situation, you need it. So don't come to Ghana that, assuming that because you are Black or you are Ghanaian by heritage makes you to be exempted from all of these things. The Ghanaian immigration doesn't play. You are going to be stopped, you will be fined, and if care is not taken, you are going to be, deported. Now, another thing that you need to, try as much as possible to avoid is trusting too quickly. I know that Ghanaians can be said to be friendly, they can be said to be warm, but don't confuse smiles for security. So before you hand money over to anybody for maybe a house, a land, you need to sign a lease or whatever it is. Verify everything that you want to do because you just might, get scammed. Another thing is do not isolate yourself. Now, this is one of the problems that a lot of diasporans are actually facing. You cannot do Ghana alone. You cannot survive or thrive in Ghana alone. So whether it's your neighbors, your church, meets up, or even your Uber driver, try and build a community around these people because you need people who are going to tell you when things are off or even just, somebody to chat with you on a day that is rough. You should know that you didn't come here to be lonely, far from it. So don't try to thrive in Ghana in a shell. Ghana is a warm country, it's a welcoming country, but it's also a real practical land. So try and let go of the ego, get your papers right, stay alert, and of course, find people. And that's how you're going to turn a move into a home. You get what I'm saying? Please comment down below what's the one mistake that you've seen diasporas make, when they came to Ghana. Ghana is an amazing place for diasporans, I would say it. Most especially if you came prepared, if they came prepared. You should use those tips that I have listed down here, stay open-minded and you will not just survive, you are going to thrive. So I want to hear from you guys down below. Drop a comment about, if you're thinking about moving to Ghana, what's your biggest fear? And who knows, we could talk about it. So guys, if this video helped you, press the like button, subscribe for more real talk on Diaspora Live, and of course, turn on your post notifications so that you don't miss another video that I'll be dropping down. So guys, thank you, and I'll see you another day. Bye.